The judge
in the
guardianship read Alex Finney the riot act, threatened her, and said, "You're talking," making an accusation that she's talking to the media, and if you continue doing it, I'm going to do this to you, I'm going to do that to you. There is a gag order in this case. I can tell you that the judge has scared a lot of people in this.
Wendy Williams just turned up the legal heat, and it's loud. According to court filings, she's coming straight for her ex-husband's former partner, Cena Hudson, demanding the return of tens of millions in alimony she says never should have been paid. This isn't quiet paperwork either. It's high-stakes pressure with real money on the line. And here's the wild part. The court is reportedly siding with Wendy, signaling that earlier decisions may have missed the mark, and that shift has left Cena facing serious financial trouble. The lifestyle funded by Wendy's checks is suddenly on pause, and the consequences are hitting fast, with bankruptcy concerns now front and center. This isn't just another celebrity lawsuit, it's a full-on legal reckoning. Past rulings are being questioned, old assumptions are getting flipped, and what once looked locked in is now wide open to challenge. The power balance has changed and the tension is thick. To understand how it blew up like this, you've got to rewind. After their explosive 2019 split, Wendy Williams, the undisputed queen of daytime TV, was ordered to pay her ex-husband Kevin Hunter a jaw-dropping $250,000 a month in alimony, a ruling that set everything in motion and lit the fuse on today's chaos. The divorce itself was sparked by Kevin Hunter's very public affair with Cena Hudson, a relationship insiders say had been going on for nearly 15 years while he was still married. That revelation alone shook everything. But now there's a deeper layer coming into focus. Wendy's legal team argues those massive alimony payments were never just about Kevin, claiming the money was quietly redirected to support Cena's lifestyle behind the scenes. According to people close to the case, the cash flow allegedly helped maintain luxury living arrangements for Cena and Kevin's child, turning what looked like standard alimony into something far more complicated. With a judge now signaling the original agreement may have been flawed, Wendy is demanding every dollar back, no exceptions, no mercy. The fallout is harsh. Cena Hudson, once living comfortably, is now staring down serious financial stress as the court takes a harder look at where the money went and how it was used. Sources claim the funds were spent fast on expensive homes, designer items, and non-stop upgrades, all built on Wendy's hard-earned fortune. But the court isn't impressed anymore. Legal documents reportedly show Cena's accounts running low, assets being sold off, and her financial future looking shaky at best. At the same time, Kevin Hunter has gone silent, with insiders whispering that he's pulled away completely, leaving Cena to deal with the chaos alone. Now things are getting even stranger. Sources say Kevin may be trying to quietly smooth things over with Wendy to protect himself from total financial collapse. That raises one big question. Why now, and what does Kevin know that hasn't hit the courtroom yet? One thing's clear, this legal showdown didn't appear overnight, and the pressure has been building for years, just waiting to explode. Wendy has been fighting for years, and not just against Kevin, but against a system she says kept her boxed in and powerless. This is the same Wendy who was declared cognitively impaired last year and placed under a highly controversial guardianship, something she has flat out rejected. She famously called it a luxury prison, accusing the setup of being a calculated move to control her money, and she even suggested people close to her helped keep her sidelined. Now the spotlight is back on her mental capacity, and this time, a judge is actually listening. With that shift, Wendy isn't waiting around. She's stepping forward with confidence. This move goes way beyond cash. It's about control, leverage, and finally reclaiming her voice. Let's break down the numbers because they're jaw-dropping. Wendy was paying Kevin $250,000 every single month.
He was with me, begging for forgiveness, telling me to take a moment, and he would see it, and we were meant to be together.
This is one of the most outrageous things I have heard in a long, long time.
In a case that has been filled with...
That's $3 million a year, while Cena allegedly benefited from the lifestyle those payments supported. For years, the money kept flowing while Wendy's own health and legal battles kept stacking up. Then everything changed. As Wendy's medical struggles and court fights intensified, those payments stopped completely. By February 2022, Kevin suddenly claimed he was broke and rushed to court, arguing he couldn't cover basic expenses without Wendy's checks. The judge wasn't convinced at all. Court filings painted a rough picture, showing Kevin buried in debt, behind on his mortgage, late on car payments, and maxed out on credit cards. One lawsuit from UBS Bank alone reportedly demanded over $20,000 for unpaid charges, and that was just one of many financial fires burning. And now the pressure is real. Kevin's Florida home, once shared with Cena, is listed for $1.2 million in what insiders are calling a straight-up fire sale. The goal, they say, is to cover rising legal fees as the walls continue to close in fast. But this is where things get even more explosive. While Kevin was busy playing the victim, Wendy's legal team was quietly digging behind the scenes, and what they uncovered could crack this case wide open. Sources close to the probe claim Kevin didn't just redirect alimony to Cena, it allegedly bankrolled an entire double life. According to those sources, Wendy's money was used to support luxury cars, high-end properties, and business ventures that were all built on her dime. One standout example is a rare 2005 Ford GT, reportedly valued around $140,000, which was later sold through a company known for offering loans against high-value assets. The money trail doesn't stop there. A separate lawsuit tied to Kevin's homeowners association allegedly shows he owed thousands in unpaid fees, adding to a growing list of financial red flags. The picture coming together is hard to ignore. The pattern looks clear. Kevin lived large while Wendy's payments kept rolling in, but the moment those checks stopped, the whole setup started falling apart fast. Now, as Wendy's lawsuit gains serious momentum, Kevin's tone has completely changed. Enter the apologies. Multiple insiders say Kevin has been reaching out to Wendy asking for forgiveness and even floating the idea of testifying against Cena if it helps him stay in Wendy's good graces. But Wendy isn't looking to reconnect. She's focused on accountability, and that means putting every financial move under the microscope. Legal experts say if Wendy's team proves Kevin and Cena worked together to divert those funds, Cena could be held responsible for the full amount, potentially totaling millions. She's done holding back. Kevin's sudden change of heart has people talking, and not in a good way. Is this real remorse? Or is he scrambling to cut a deal before Wendy's legal team drops even more receipts? The timing feels way too convenient, and insiders aren't buying the apology tour. Just last month, Wendy reminded everyone exactly who she is. She made a powerful return at New York Fashion Week, sitting front row at Laquan Smith's show, looking confident, polished, and completely unbothered. Cameras flashed nonstop as she stepped out in bold designer looks, a total contrast to the rough chapter she faced just a few years ago. Back then, Wendy was hospitalized, her career looked shaky, and her future felt uncertain. But staying down has never been her style. Now, with her legal strategy gaining real momentum, this fight isn't only about money anymore. It's about protecting her name and locking in her legacy. The same system that once claimed she couldn't manage her own life is now backing her claims. The judge's ruling doesn't just move the case forward, it validates what Wendy has been saying all along. For her, that's a major turning point. Still, the bigger picture can't be ignored. Wendy's guardianship battle became a tabloid storm filled with claims of exploitation, family tension, and a court system many believe failed her badly. Her niece, Alex Finney, has spoken out about how broken the process is, while Wendy herself described her living conditions as unacceptable and not of her choosing. Yet through all of it, Wendy has stayed sharp, calculated, and standing strong. Now, with this lawsuit pushing forward, she's no longer reacting. She's flipping the script and taking control. If Wendy can prove Kevin and Cena worked together to drain her fortune, this won't just be another court win. It would be a full circle moment for a woman who built her entire career on calling out liars, cheaters, and shady behavior in public. The irony alone is powerful, and the stakes couldn't be higher. There's another layer here that can't be ignored. Cena Hudson, once seen as untouchable, now looks like the weakest link in the entire chain. Sources say she's panicking, reaching out to old contacts for support, and even floating the idea of a tell-all as a last-ditch move to protect herself. But that plan comes with a serious catch. If Cena talks, she potentially drags Kevin down with her. If she stays quiet, the financial collapse hits her head-on. Either path leads to the same outcome, and that outcome heavily favors Wendy. And if history tells us anything, Wendy doesn't just win quietly. She makes sure the truth is front and center, with the whole world watching every step. So, where does this leave Kevin? The man who once had control over Wendy's career, her money, and her personal life is now the one scrambling for survival. His legal problems keep stacking up, his assets are shrinking fast, and his former partner is reportedly furious that he's left her to deal with the fallout alone. Insiders say Kevin has been spotted slipping into low-key meetings with lawyers, staying out of sight and moving real careful. Nobody knows his next move, and that silence is speaking loud. Is he about to throw Cena under the bus to save himself, or is he trying to cut a last-minute deal with Wendy, trading secrets just to survive? One thing is clear, Kevin Hunter's flashy days are done. The big question now is whether he crashes solo or drags Cena down with him. Either way, the pressure is closing in fast, and there's no smooth exit left. But here's the real twist. While Wendy's legal team is chasing the money, the deeper story may be what this lawsuit exposes about Kevin's role in Wendy's unraveling. This wasn't just her husband. This was the man by her side for decades. The same man who allegedly had his hands on her finances, her show, and even her public image. Now with Wendy's guardianship still under heavy scrutiny, whispers are getting louder. Some believe Kevin's influence went way deeper than anyone admitted. Was he simply unfaithful, or was he part of a bigger plan to control Wendy's entire empire? And if he's suddenly apologizing now, people are asking one thing. What is he scared Wendy's team is about to uncover next? The courtroom tension is rising, and this story is far from finished. Wendy's camp has hinted at evidence so explosive it could flip the whole case upside down. And if her history tells us anything, she's built her name on saying the quiet part out loud, and she's not about to stop now. If Wendy has receipts on Kevin and Cena, they won't stay locked in a courtroom file. She'll make sure the whole world sees them too. This fight is personal, it's expensive, and the pride involved means the gloves are completely off. But one question keeps circling back.
An inordinate amount of people that took advantage of my absence, and her vulnerability at the time.
Why now? Wendy has already been through it all. Serious health struggles, career chaos, and a guardianship battle that nearly erased her from public view. So why choose this exact moment to strike back? Is this really about money, or is it something much deeper? For many, this looks like a final reckoning. A showdown with the man who betrayed her, a system that tried to silence her, and the woman who believed she came out on top. Whatever the motive, one thing is undeniable. Wendy Williams is back, and she's moving with purpose. And if history has taught us anything, Wendy doesn't just fight, she exposes. She makes sure the truth lands loud and unforgettable. Now that the judge has flipped the script, it's time to break down the messy web of motives behind this chaos. Insiders claim Kevin Hunter's abandonment of Cena isn't just heartless, it's strategic. A calculated attempt to protect himself as Wendy's lawsuit threatens to uncover years of financial maneuvering. This is the same man who spent nearly 2 decades playing Wendy's rock, her manager, and her partner in every sense of the word. But the moment the tide turned, so did he. Now, with the legal pressure rising and eyes back on him, Kevin's sudden shift toward Wendy feels less like regret and more like survival mode kicking in hard. This is straight survival mode now. The real question is, what exactly is Kevin trying to survive? Sources close to the situation paint a brutal picture, saying his apologies to Wendy aren't coming from regret, they're coming from pure desperation. The man who once allegedly controlled her finances, her career, and even her public image is now the one scrambling for a lifeline. And according to insiders, Cena has become the collateral damage. She's reportedly been left completely in the dark, cut off from Kevin's calls and messages, while he's said to be quietly making promises to Wendy behind closed doors. The switch-up is wild, and nobody is missing the irony. Kevin, the same man who built a whole lifestyle with Cena using Wendy's money, is now allegedly tossing her aside to save himself. But here's the catch. Wendy isn't famous for letting things slide. She's known for remembering everything and making sure accountability comes due. If Kevin thinks a few apologies can erase years of betrayal, insiders say he's seriously misreading the moment. Wendy's patience is gone, and this time, she's moving with strategy, not emotion. Now let's talk about the money, because that's where this story gets even darker. Cena Hudson didn't just benefit from alimony checks, she allegedly lived like royalty off them. We're talking luxury homes, high-end cars, and a lifestyle that looked like generational wealth, even though the money was never hers to keep. But that era is over. With the court now ruling those payments were improperly diverted, Cena is facing a legal nightmare. Legal experts say Wendy's team is pushing hard for full repayment, meaning millions could be on the line and there's no safety net left. And Cena's bankruptcy filing won't be her escape hatch. The court doesn't care that the money is gone, it cares that she was never entitled to it in the first place. If Wendy's lawyers get their way, Cena could be forced to liquidate whatever she has left, leaving her buried under legal bills and a reputation in ruins. But here's where the story twists again. Cena isn't planning to go down quietly. Sources say she's been reaching out to old allies, testing the waters, and even floating the idea of a tell-all that could expose Kevin's alleged role in the financial maneuvering. That move comes with serious danger. If Cena talks, she risks implicating herself even further. If she stays silent, she's staring straight at financial collapse. It's a no-win setup, and insiders believe Kevin knows it too. That's exactly why people think he's cutting ties now, trying to distance himself before Cena can pull him under with her. Meanwhile, Wendy's legal team is watching every move closely. They know desperation makes people reckless, and one wrong step from Cena could crack this case wide open. One leaked detail, one explosive interview, and the entire structure could collapse fast. And let's not ignore the emotional side of this war. This isn't just paperwork and court dates, it's pride, power, and long-buried betrayal. Wendy Williams built an empire by calling out lies and shady behavior in public. Now, she's facing the ultimate test of that legacy, and she's not backing down for anyone. The man who betrayed Wendy is now begging for mercy, while the woman who benefited from that betrayal is left holding the fallout. The irony is heavy, and insiders say Wendy's inner circle is split right down the middle. Some believe Kevin's apologies might be real, that he's finally feeling remorse. Others are convinced this is just another calculated move to regain control. And let's be real, Kevin's history isn't doing him any favors. Over the years, he's been accused of manipulating Wendy's finances, cutting her off from friends and family, and even taking advantage of her health struggles for his own benefit. With a record like that, his sudden change of heart has people asking serious questions. So why should anyone believe him now? The answer may be simple: fear. Wendy's lawsuit isn't just about getting alimony back. It's about pulling the curtain all the way back. It's about exposing what really went on behind the scenes when Wendy was at her most vulnerable. And if history is any clue, that truth could be brutal. This is the same man who allegedly maintained a double life for years, used Wendy's money to support that life, and reportedly tried to gain control over her accounts during one of the weakest moments of her career. If all of that comes out in court, Kevin isn't just facing embarrassment, he's facing consequences. And that's exactly why his apologies are sounding louder than ever now. If Wendy's legal team proves Kevin and Cena worked together to divert her money, this won't just be about dollars and cents. It would completely shred Kevin's credibility, and in the entertainment world, that kind of damage hits hard and sticks. Once trust is gone, everything else falls apart fast. But zoom out for a second, because this story is bigger than one lawsuit. Wendy's guardianship battle has been a non-stop tabloid storm, filled with claims of exploitation, family tension, and a court system many believe failed her when she needed support the most. She's described her living situation as a luxury prison, a place where her freedom was restricted, her circle was unfamiliar, and her voice was muted. Even so, Wendy never lost her edge. Through all the chaos, she stayed sharp, strategic, and very aware of what was happening around her. Now, with this lawsuit pushing forward, she's flipping the power dynamic and putting everyone else on defense. If Wendy can prove Kevin and Cena conspired to drain her fortune, it becomes a full circle moment. This is the same woman who built a career on exposing the truth no matter how uncomfortable or costly it was. The irony is undeniable. There's also one more layer that can't be ignored: Wendy's family. Insiders say her sister Wanda Finney has been outspoken about how broken the system is, while her niece Alex has remained a steady presence in Wendy's corner. But critics are asking tough questions. Where was everyone when Kevin was allegedly moving money around? Where was the pushback when Cena was reportedly living large on Wendy's dime? That silence hasn't gone unnoticed. Now, as Wendy's legal battle heats up, those family dynamics are more complicated than ever. Some believe she should forgive Kevin for peace, but others say this moment isn't about peace at all. It's about truth, accountability, and finally taking back control. Others aren't looking for peace at all. They're ready to burn everything down. And that leaves one burning question hanging in the air. Which path will Wendy choose? As this legal drama keeps unfolding, one thing is crystal clear. This fight goes way beyond money. It's about power, control, and a woman who spent her entire life in the spotlight refusing to be silenced by anyone. Wendy Williams has always been a fighter, and now she's fighting on every front. Her fortune, her freedom, and her legacy are all on the line. If Kevin and Cena thought they could outmaneuver her, they're about to get a harsh reality check. But here's the real twist. This story is nowhere near finished. As Cena struggles through bankruptcy and Kevin keeps whispering apologies behind the scenes, the tension only keeps rising. Every move matters now, and the next chapter could change everything fast. And here's where everything collides. With the pressure mounting on all sides, the spotlight is burning hotter than ever, and nobody involved can hide anymore. Every court filing, every leaked detail, every whispered conversation is pushing this story closer to an explosive breaking point. Insiders say Wendy knows exactly what she's doing. This isn't a rushed move or an emotional reaction. It's calculated, strategic, and timed perfectly. She's waited until the truth had nowhere left to run, and now she's letting the system do what it failed to do before. Kevin's options are shrinking fast. Cena's walls are closing in. And Wendy, she's standing in the middle of it all, watching the dominoes line up. This isn't about revenge for revenge's sake. It's about accountability, exposure, and reclaiming everything that was taken from her behind closed doors. One thing is undeniable. When Wendy Williams decides to speak, the room goes silent. And with this case moving forward, the fallout won't just be legal, it'll be personal, public, and impossible to ignore. So where does that leave us? Is Wendy's victory really as sweet as it looks, or are even more secrets about to come crashing out into the open? When money, power, and revenge collide like this, the drama doesn't fade away, it only gets louder and more explosive. Now it's on you. Do you believe Kevin's apologies are real? Or is this just another calculated move straight out of his old playbook? And what about Cena? Does she stay quiet, fight back, or drop something that flips everything upside down? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this scandal is far from cooling off. If you found this breakdown wild, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anyone who's been following Wendy's story. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. This saga isn't over, and neither is the fallout. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, when it comes to Wendy Williams, the truth is always stranger than fiction.